Over the past 20 years, a lot of things have changed in the waterfowl world. Our standard of excellence isn't one of them. We have been proudly family owned and operated since 1999. GK calls. We don't want to be the biggest, just the best.
Hey folks, Mike Iaconelli here. Welcome to Michiana Outdoor News. I want to talk to you a little bit about early pre-spawn fishing and fishing a deep diving suspending jerkbait or a spoonbill jerkbait. A lot of guys, when they think suspending jerkbait fishing, they think after the fish moves shallow, when that water gets into the mid-50s and they're in that 6 to 0 foot range, getting ready to spawn. That's what comes to most people's mind. But earlier, and we're talking about the pre-spawn period, from ice out up until about the mid-50s, a deep diving jerkbait, a spoonbill jerkbait, can be a killer. The main reason is the diving depth of this thing. A normal suspending jerkbait, you're talking about 2, 4, maybe 6 foot deep. But these deeper versions, they're going to get way deeper, especially on a light line. So you're talking about 8, 10, even 12 foot zone. And that's a key zone for fish staging to move shallow. The bait that I've been using is a Rapala Shadow Wrap. It's a really cool brand new bait. And it's got that bigger bill. That's how you're going to identify those deeper diving jerkbaits. The next key component to this is the line. For sure, when you're fishing this style bait, you want to use a sinking style line, something like fluorocarbon. I like 6 to 8 pound fluorocarbon. And keep in mind, the lighter the line, the deeper you're going to get this bait to dive. The next big thing is the cadence. And that's always a concern and what you want to think about fishing jerkbaits, but especially the deep diving ones. And cadence means the rhythm of the bait and how you're going to fish it. And basically, I'm going to make a long cast to that 8 to 12 foot staging zone. I'm going to crank it down about 8 or 10 times with my reel handle. And once I do that, I'm just going to make a couple small twitches and then I'm going to let it sit. And I like about every 10th or 20th cast, I'll change the amount of time that bait sits. I'll start with a 4 or 5 second count. I'll go to a 6 or 7, and I'll keep going almost all the way till I get to even 30, 40, 50 second count. And let the fish tell me what cadence you want. That's so important. General rule of thumb, the colder the water, the slower the cadence, the warmer the water, the faster the cadence. Long cast, remember your cadence. Fish on those areas that are staging. A perfect spot to fish this would be right outside the flats. It would be entering a pocket or cove. It would be the tips of the points. Think about those places they're stopping before they go shallow. Real quick on rod and reel, because this is a cadence technique, I like to go with a shorter rod and reel, something that I could do twitches with. So I like a 6.5 to 7 foot medium action casting rod. That's an Abu Garcia Ike series rod. It's specifically designed for this technique. And then reel, because you're forcing yourself to slow down, go with a slower gear ratio reel. I'm using a 6:4:1 Abu Garcia Revo. If you like fishing that early pre-spawn period, if you like jerkbait fishing but they haven't moved shallow yet, try a deep diving suspending jerkbait, a spoonbill style jerkbait, and you're going to catch those early pre-spawn bass. Mike Iaconelli, talking about deep diving jerkbaits.